Tonight on a very special episode of One More Match.
Hello, breeders, old breeders, new breeders, all the fucking breeders, and welcome back to One More Match. This time we are doing the final pay-per-view of the year, that being Armageddon 2006. It is the last SmackDown show of the year, and it has one of the most house show main events I've heard in my life. The main event for this show is, Batista. Oh, fucking alright. And John Cena. Whoa, okay, here we go. Versus Booker T. Alright, yep, sound. And who's the final one? I know we did this joke before. And the final one, Finlay.
No, it can't be. No, it's not Finlay. Is it?
Finlay.
No way it's Finlay. Oh my god.
Yeah, so and there are some actually very interesting matches on this card. I can't lie to you. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, you would want to see the dark match, though. The dark match is Oleg Prudius, also known as Vladimir Kozlov, taking on Scotty 2 Hotty and winning. Whoa, beef. But this show's not too bad.
Ash building a time machine to go back to see Vladimir Kozlov versus Scotty 2 Hotty.
Of course. Well, would you not?
Well, I think
I would.
I think I saw a few issues before it would see Vladimir Kozlov versus Scotty 2 Hotty.
Nah, what do you mean? It's all about recency bias. I need to watch Vladimir Kozlov in 05. Fuck any of these actual serious issues that would change the face of history. Vladimir Kozlov. Fucking idiots.
I'm imagining like, oh Ash, we'll grant you one wish. What do you want to wish for? And then your family's like,
Kozlov.
It's like wish for more money.
Oh, coleslaw. Yeah, you can get some coleslaw. Kozlov.
You sure you don't want any money? You could be a millionaire. You could stop wars and everything.
Oh, fuck that. Nah, if I'm getting that wish, I'm being selfish as fuck. Fuck you. Got mine.
Kozlov? You want Kozlov? What the fuck do you mean you want Kozlov? You could.
What's my wish? I want fucking a lot of money in the bank. And then they hand me a briefcase, and I'm like, I've been scammed. There we are. Now, obviously, the real power play is to go back and know all the results you know now and start betting like a motherfucker. Just making that straight Skrilla. Oh, Dad, I think you should bet on this. I think you should win. WrestleMania 30. I do think Brock Lesnar's going to beat the streak. So, well, it's 50-1. Oh, bloody hell! At least you got 50 quid on it. Like, just fucking.
It's like there's a conspiracy theory floating around the wrestling scene, where there's just one user on like the forum who would give spoilers for the pay-per-views. Like before when the pay-per-views were announced, John Cena's defeating.
Wasn't there some cunt called like Dolphin who was doing that?
Yeah, Dolphin. People suspect he was a time traveler.
Yeah, or just a disgruntled employee.
Yeah.
Probably that one. I don't know, Chief. I don't fucking know. Fucking time traveler.
Imagine, like you could a time traveler could stop anything. Like he could stop anything in the world from happening, like JFK's assassination. And he just goes back in time, going, well, actually, I'll pay back 2013. John Cena is going to defeat Ryback in an ambulance match. Okay. How do you know this?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But
yes.
This is Armageddon 2006. And
exactly.
It's not bad.
We got some cool stipulations. We do. We have an Inferno match. We have the last ride match, which arguably is neither of the men in the match's last ride. Can't lie to yous. And we also have a sexy diva contest. Great. Love them. Favorite part of the show, me. We also have a ladder match, which is one of the infamous ladder matches as someone gets fucking wrecked.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get into the show. Do you have anything to say before we move forward?
This is at least a better show than most pay-per-views. have happened in this previous year of 06. Maybe the Rumble 06, maybe New Year's Revolution, maybe fucking Saturday Night's Main Event, No Way Out. Maybe they'll stick up for us. Maybe they'll show us that not everything in 2006 is bad, but we won't know until we get there. And we'll see you when we get there in about 5 years' time when we go back to review them. But,
yeah, I'm not prioritizing them over everything else.
but I enjoyed this show at least. I don't know if Ash did. It kind of flew by.
Yeah, it was alright. Honestly, I don't know what. I don't know if it's just because we've been doing a lot of the wrestling stuff lately that it's been we're sipping on the Kool-Aid a little bit more. But these last two pay-per-views have been fucking piss to get through in comparison to the rest of the year, which is like and like fundamentally it's supposed to be better cards, but I don't know. Maybe we just timed it weird. Maybe it's like, let's do it, and it's like a long day, and we're like, fuck this shit. Fuck this. But yeah, no, let's get into the show. The first match is the Inferno match. It's Kane versus MVP. Two men. Well, one man on the rise, the other man being Kane, who is perpetually in the upper tier, really. And it's a nice little back and forth. It's a good way they sold the stipulation properly. They were both terrified of the fire, and it only went 8 minutes, really.
Kane wasn't terrified of the fire. He's so used to it.
Despite being a burn victim.
Yeah, he wasn't terrified.
Which I've never thought about, but it sounds like BS to me.
Yeah.
Like, why is he not terrified of fire? He had half his face was burnt. I mean, he wasn't really. It looked like they just like put some coal on his face. Yeah, like, didn't really look like a burn victim when they unmasked him, but yeah. He just has a weird eye.
Yeah, whenever I hear Kane, I think of Donald Trump at one of his like rallies. I don't know, are there rallies, the meetings? I'll just say meetings with his fans, where he's on the podium.
Yeah, the rallies, yeah.
Where he's on the podium. So he's obviously going, if you elect me as president, I will do this and that. But he goes, there's a lovely man in Count Knox, a lovely man by the name of Kane, WWE superstar, Kane. He's a great guy, huge guy, great guy, and fucking buckles to me because it's just the way he goes. He's Kane. He likes to wrestle. He does all the wrestling. Like it's like when your granddad's like, "Oh, who's your favorite wrestler?" Bushwhacker Luke. Why? He does the wrestling. He does this wrestling. But yeah, Kane should be scared of fire. He's not. And Ash taught me a point was like, has there been a good Inferno match? He says something along the lines of how, like, out of all the Inferno matches that have happened, how many is good? Because as you pointed out when we talked about it, you don't want to actually set your opponent on fire because unless you're dousing him in lighter fluid or not lighter fluid in fucking that
lighter fluid, yeah.
Like, unless you're dousing him in that liquid, and he's going to be safe, and he's actually if he wears a suit, not like, I don't mean like a fucking 3-piece suit, I mean like a body suit, he should be fine. But at the same time, could you really trust it in case you actually do fuck them up and burn them? But my stance on it is, I don't mind an Inferno match. It's one of the matches that has never been oversaturated, because they would the only time they bust out.
I mean, there's no fucking reason to do it normally. It's like, Inferno match, is Kane there? No. Why would we do it then?
Yeah, obviously, like, there has been only about 5 or 6 Inferno matches, I had to guess, throughout the long career of Inferno matches. But what was I saying? But like, yeah, Kane's in most of them, and most of them are shit. Except for the Ring of Fire match with Bray Wyatt, because they couldn't call it an Inferno match, they called it the Ring of Fire match. And Luke Harper and Eric Rowan just put a fire blanket down on the apron and just get in the ring and beat the shit out of Kane. I loved it. Loved it in hindsight. But
I would say a fire blanket. It's just a wet blanket, isn't it? It's just a wet towel.
Fair enough.
Just WWE-ified. Wow, they put a fire towel on the ring. He went to a medical facility. Oh, fuck, it's a wet towel.
But if you were a booker and you went, okay, I'll pay you extra for this month if you actually go on fire. Obviously protecting them, not just sending them out to actually go up in flames. Like
yeah, fuck it.
If you're going, okay, I'll protect you, and if any injuries happen, I'll pay you this amount. Go up in flames.
I'll do it. Fuck it. Why not? Obviously, if I get set on fire, I'm suing their ass. So fuck you. If I'm suffering with intense burn, like burns, fuck you. You're hearing from my lawyer, motherfucker. But yeah, this match was, like I said, it's 8 minutes 21, so the stipulation just doesn't get tired. You have them immediately like, oh fuck, don't want to get near that fucking fire. But the match ends. The weird thing that I didn't expect is they brawl to the outside. So they jump outside of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So then Kane, well, see, how the sausage is made is MVP went under the ring, doused his ass in lighter fluid, and then Kane set him on fire. Like, he goes under the ring, completely clean, no fucking marks, whatever, comes out with a wet ass. And then obviously that bit gets set on fire, MVP gets set on fire, and Kane wins. And MVP also, because he's wearing that bodysuit and probably some protective clothing, let's be honest, he just kind of like takes it and walks around to the other side of the ring on fire, has the visual, and yeah, Kane wins the Inferno match. It was a decent Inferno match, which is something I didn't expect to say.
Yeah, it's a decent Inferno match. It's great, well, it's good booking by whoever's booking. The head booker is SmackDown, which is technically Teddy Long and kayfabe. I just don't know how to feel about Inferno match. Because every time it's literally all Kane, you're going up in flames. By what? You're going up. Like, obviously, we all know the infamous one where he sets his arm on fire. I think there's one where he's set on fire. I know there's one. Yeah, am I thinking of the right thing? Am I thinking wrong? There's one where he shoots a fireball at supposedly at Triple H, but he misses, so he hits China. Triple H comes out with a flamethrower and fucking lights him up on a random Raw. And there's also one where Undertaker just batters the piss out of his best friend X-Pac. Great stuff. But yeah, there's not much on this match. It's just there.
Like it's strong enough. It's like I said, if you wrestle for 30 minutes in an Inferno match, it's just gonna look bad because the spectacle is only really the star's only so bright because you look at it for a second, you're like, wow, and then you stop looking at it. Like, it fizzles out eventually. So you gotta keep it whilst it's hot. Apparently, Taker said that doing these Inferno matches are actually quite hard because obviously the fire takes up most of the oxygen. So obviously it's harder to breathe in these circumstances. But yeah, it's decent enough. I enjoyed it. It's not really a bad thing for MVP to lose to Kane in an Inferno match. It's fucking Kane's match. It's fine. Anything else?
No, I just to end it out. I just want to say I wouldn't bring it back if I could bring back any stipulation. And I think I asked this along the lines of what would you prefer to be in an exploding barbed wire death match or an Inferno match? And I meant, well, depending if you get the actual pyro company who's doing the exploding barbed wire match, the barbed wire match will be easier because at least you can somewhat breathe, you can somewhat move. You are limited because the ropes are covered in barbed wire, but you can. It's always a part of the ring where it's not. And plus, if you actually get the pyro team, they go, look lads, we're doing a big explosion tonight. Can you actually fucking give us big fireworks instead of poof? And fuck it, it's just little Timmy's little sparkler going off. I prefer a barbed wire match because at least I know I could wrestle in it if I was wrestling. In an Inferno match, you're just going to be sweating and all your oxygen's going to be taken off, and you're going to be like, oh fuck me. I don't know about you. You might have a different opinion.
I mean, I've watched neither of the. I think I watched the barbed wire death match in AEW. Not watched it prior. Obviously, it's a much cooler stipulation, but it's just about the spectacle and who's actually bringing you there. if you do get like a fucking Kane or Undertaker in this match, like, oh fuck, all right, sound. Or you are trying to establish someone else as like the spooky motherfucker. I'm down, but like fundamentally, could you put two guys in an exploding barbed wire death match? Like, obviously that's more interesting of a stipulation than an Inferno match. But also, I'm not really seeing it be done particularly well. So, and this probably is one of the main exceptions to the rule. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
If Inferno matches happen like this, sure. But if you're just doing it to do it and it's not very creative, fuck off. Essentially, don't just do a stipulation to do a stipulation. Do a stipulation if it's important.
I'm surprised.
And speaking of which,
I'm surprised they didn't do Inferno like as a pay-per-view. Just, Inferno, welcome to Inferno, people. It's every match is an Inferno match. Let's go.
it's not fucking TNA in 2011. I mean, you could have easily done, like, do it at Hell in a Cell.
A Hell in a Cell Inferno match.
Not a Hell in a Cell Inferno match. No.
Okay.
Just do it in the pay-per-view because you're in hell.
Why hasn't Disco Inferno wrestled in an Inferno match? His name's right there, like Disco Inferno in the Inferno match.
The next match is Paul London and Brian Kendrick defending the tag team titles. Initially, you think it's against Regal and Dave Taylor. But then Teddy Long comes out and says, hey, this match is going to be a ladder match. Like, whoa, all right, sound. Not really sounds like a good idea because you have high flyy flippy guys versus William Regal and Dave Taylor, both of which climb up the ladder about twice in this match. But then it's like, and I'm adding two more teams. Sick. Eminem, Joey Mercury, Johnny Nitro, and the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, in the fourth night only. They said it was one night only they were coming back. Stop fucking lying to me. They've done it again. They're back again. Fuck off. Stop it. And yeah, so it's a fatal four-way ladder match. This match was genuinely quite good. Nice back and forth. A lot of interesting high spots. But obviously the main spot of this match is Eminem sat in front of a ladder. Matt holds the ladder and Jeff does the leg drop on it and it fucking smashes up. But what it ends up doing is basically shattering Joey Mercury's nose.
I know.
And it looks fucking painful.
It's genuinely it's generally a painful it's a spot because you can see Nitro and Matt Hardy are kind of doing that, trying to get away from the ladder. But fucking Mercury leans in. He leans in and then the ladder he gets the full impact on the nose, and you're like, oh fuck, why did he take that bump? Another spot in it is Jeff Hardy's on top of a ladder, and then Johnny Nitro runs, baseball slides the ladder from inside the ring to the outside of the ring, and Jeff just immediately falls right into the ring apron to the floor, his head hits the ring apron. They just went out for this match. There's another they just hit each other with ladders. Dave Taylor and William Regal is afraid of heights. Dave Taylor isn't. There is also I'm trying to think.
Fucking hell, this is depressing as fuck. This.
Wow.
Holy shit. So just reading an interview. It's an interview titled "Joey Mercury: The Injury That Broke Down a Promising Career," which sounds depressing as fuck. And we get an image of it where his fucking right eye's swollen to fuck. He's got stitches under his eye. He's got stitches all down his nose and even to the side of his nose. And he describes it as where is it? Strapped my nose around the bridge area, said a severely injured Mercury in a WWE interview after the match. 4 fractures on the inside of my nose, 5 stitches on the inside of my nose and my cheek, and 15 stitches on the outside of my nose and cheek. My left eye is swollen shut, and I have continual internal bleeding from my nose and eye. And then he says how he didn't actually get knocked out, and I don't know how the fuck he actually did it. He would have stayed if he hadn't been taken away. But then he explains how he did return a couple weeks later, but Physically, he was fine, but mentally, he was fucked. He used pain. He used painkillers to cope with the pain. Became addicted, and then had trouble. Then had trouble staying clean. And then, apparently, 3 months after this match, he got fired.
Oh.
So fucking hell,
Fuck
that's
you.
fucking rough.
Fuck you, Joey Mercury, Vince McMahon, probably.
Oh,
That is a that's a cunty thing to do.
absolutely.
I understand not keep him forever, that's fine. But at least give him an extra year or something. He went out there and broke his body for you. Like, if it's something like what Sid Vicious did, where he jumped off the top rope and broke his leg. I know he didn't mean to do it intentionally, but it's his fault he fucked up. In comparison to Joey Mercury, who he did lean in a bit too hard into the ladder, but it did break his fucking nose. You don't fire him 3 months later. If Sid did the same spot where he just broke his leg, you can fire him like 2 weeks later. I'm not saying that you should do it, but in comparison, he intentionally did it, knowing that it would work, but it didn't work. It failed on his arse. Joey Mercury accidentally leaned into the ladder a little bit, and then he took the brunt of the ladder, shot to the head.
We do say that. Obviously, he then explains how fucking he'd been using drugs since he was 15.
Oh.
He'd been mixing crack, cocaine, and heroin with alcohol. I'd been a drug addict and alcoholic since I was 15 years old, right before I started in wrestling. So that's a better part of 15 years. Overdosed 3 times, wrecked 10 cars. Entered rehab in 2006, missed 6 months of work, and then became addicted to painkillers. And then it says after a direct intervention by Vince, he was released, and he credits this with helping him address his addictions. And then obviously he returned like a bit later on, involved with the Straight Edge Society. Punk helped pay for his house, and yeah, like it sucks, but I mean, it was a crux of some larger issues. Let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, fair enough. It was I mean, it's fucking a shit way of circumstances. I mean, it's like how fucking isn't it told how Adam Cole took the thing from fucking Joey Mercury?
What thing?
Because Adam Cole just says his name.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he went, yeah, I took it from Joey Mercury. He would just say like Joey Matthews, baby, and then he'd do it like on the indies. I don't know if that's true, but I think I remember reading something like it.
And Adam
Cole, where he'd do that, and then Adam Cole went, fuck it, Joey, he's not doing it. He's not fucking doing it. I'll fucking do it.
And then obviously fucking Adam Cole was going to retire in like 2015, 2016. He was a bit out of shape, and AJ Styles went, fuck me, I can show you that you belong in wrestling. And the story is AJ Styles and Adam Cole and ROH went out there and had a really match. And Adam Cole, as we know now in the year 2024, is not retired. Well, he's injured, but he's not retired. At the time of recording this, when this comes out in August, I can't wait for it to be announced that Adam Cole's fighting on Wembley with MJF. But so yeah.
Don't worry, MJF's staying hot, fighting wrestler I don't know the name of. Keeping that momentum going, baby.
No, it's not Toronto.
Like he had Chiro, I don't know, some shit like that. Some luchador, I don't fucking know who the fuck he is. But yeah, but also some decent spots, as you mentioned. Jeff was going to hit a swanton into the ring. He climbed up ladder. Joey Nitro kicked the ladder out from under him, fell and like landed on the ropes. Looked really cool. Could have been pretty fucking dangerous. Nice little funny spot where Regal and Taylor kind of like both climb and they're both terrified of heights. And finally, the biggest spot is probably the Brian Kendrick's trying to do the sliced bread off the ladder onto Regal, but there's not really enough room to do it. So they both kind of fall, but it still looks really good. And in the end, Paul London and Brian Kendrick retain in 20 minutes 13.
Yeah, it was a fun match. It was actually an enjoyable ladder match. I thought going into this it would be a horrible like match because Dave Taylor and William Regal doesn't really mix well with like Eminem, Hardy's, and Brian and Kendrick.
Yeah.
Because William's more old school and Dave Taylor's just Dave Taylor. He's kind of old school as well. So
I mean, they're both old school, let's be honest.
yeah, they both are. So it was nice. It was nice to see how they actually worked around everyone's must throw them up for everyone's weaknesses and strongness. Whereas and then Johnny Nitro obviously had to wrestle with one man down. So it was technically his first time out of 2 times fighting in a ladder match for a tag title as a singles wrestler. Second being WrestleMania 36 for the tag team title.
But yeah, it was decent enough. It was enjoyable. It was pretty good. Nice at high spots. Just a very creative ladder match. So full credit to them.
Mm-hmm.
The next match is the Boogeyman. I like to call him the Bogeyman because I'm me, and I do love him. Versus the Miz. The Miz at this time he seemed like the most insecure. I need to be loud and confident, but I'm not very loud or confident internally. Like he looks so, obviously he is young and this is early in his career, but he looks so fucking unbelievable. It's absurd to think that this guy wins the world title. Like,
look at that, hoorah!
Unbelievable the trajectory that he fucking went on as a wrestler.
Hoorah!
Obviously, from being kicked out the locker rooms to fucking probably not being a locker room leader, but still being a world champion. Yeah. Has The Miz held the world title more? He's probably held the world title more than a lot of people, even if he's only held it like twice.
Yeah, I think he held it more than Eddie. Oof. I believe Eddie Guerrero only held it once, if I had to guess. If we're only counting WWE title reigns, he's held it more than Benoit, which could be an achievement. Yeah,
but Benoit never held the WWE title.
But he held the World Heavyweight title, which could count.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. So you have the old Bogeyman, who I absolutely adore, and I think he's great. And I don't understand why they didn't do anything with him. I do. He was old, and he was a silly gimmick. But also, come on now, like you're telling me you couldn't make this cunt terrifying? I absolutely terrify the fucking kids. Be great.
Obviously, I'm gonna
start shoving worms in their mouths. Eat shit, kid. Do something in life, you little bitch. Oh, they're gummy. But yeah, the Bogeyman absolutely batters the Miz. Dominant match. Nice little choke bomb. I love the Bogeyman.
Yeah, I was just gonna let you gush over your love for the Bogeyman, if you don't mind. Give us like 5 reasons why you love the Bogeyman, if you don't mind.
He's fantastic. He is very fun. I like the scary. He's physically impressive. His theme and his just his portrayal, like how he comes across the character is, it's not a very nuanced character, but he's got the fucking clock, he's got the worms, he's got all the like fucking cool outfit. His presentation's great. He has some decent moves, and one of the boogie slam is a pump handle slam, so of course. How many have we got now? Are you still counting?
Yeah, you're on 5. You only needed 5.
It's not banging. So that's why Boogeyman should be a world champion.
An ECW world champion.
Yeah, like you're telling me he can't win the ECW title. Chavo Guerrero holds the fucking thing, for fuck's sake. Vince McMahon holds the ECW title, for fuck's sake. Like, Big Zeke wins the ECW championship. You're telling me the Bogeyman can't fucking get it done. Why would you not push him? The presentation's fantastic. Don't care if he's a shit wrestler. Batista's your world champion, for fuck's sake. Just have him be spooky and weird. Great fun. Yeah. Doesn't have to be long. He's not holding it for a year. He can hold it for like 2 months. And then he can fuck off if he wants.
Yeah.
Great time.
I've nothing.
Well, you're telling me you don't have anything to say about the Bogeyman. You sicken me.
Bogeyman is an impressive wrestler. I like the Bogeyman. I don't mind him. He is a good-looking man. He likes worms. and I will say he is a lovely ass. Nice leathery ass. Just the bogeyman. I need people to appreciate him. It's weird seeing him against the Miz because obviously the
Hoorah!
Hoorah! Hoorah! Obviously the Miz is not in his comfort zone yet. To say
No.
He's been thrown out of the locker room. No one gives a shit about him. Well, that was because Benoit was a bully and fucking someone else was a bully from, I think it was JBL, but I'm not too sure. It's been absolute cunts to him for no reason. But I understand he's a reality star coming into wrestling. But you don't fucking hate the guy. Like, come on. I understand this is 17, 18 years ago, but still. You don't fucking hate the guy simply because he's different to you. Because he came from reality TV.
I mean, isn't the story how he was eating chicken over someone's bag?
He was eating chicken, I believe, over Benoit's bag.
I mean, I'd be fucking angry too.
I mean, I'd be
Eat chicken somewhere else, you fucking drab cunt. Stop eating over my fucking bag.
I mean, I would be mad.
You want chicken over your bag? Fucking have some of that. Yeah, I'll protein shake shit in it too. How about that, you little cunt?
I mean,
I'll get some salt and pepper. I'll make some real chicken for you.
I mean,
Dickhead.
You have to have even.
It is unreasonable. I am making joke. He is unreasonable. Just kick him out of the locker room. I mean, some say it was. All the dickheads will say it's character building.
It's not. It's just being a cunt.
Being a cunt, yeah.
And I know people are going to go, but in hindsight, even in 06, Ben was a scary motherfucker. Eating chicken over his bag, you gotta have some balls to him. So he's not wrong when he says he has massive balls, because fuck me,
I'm not fucking with Benoit at any variety at any time.
Exactly. So when he says he has massive balls, he fucking did.
Although I would take getting kicked out the locker room rather than getting soaked up in the shower by JBL. You know. I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
What was the story? Like, shove soap up people's asses, wasn't there, or some shit like that?
You would just start soaping up people's ass.
And he says he's not
I think it was like Brian Christopher.
And he says he's not
That's just hazing, Maggle.
Nah. And then JBL got knocked out by Joey Styles.
And he likes big, musty women.
Yeah.
Full respect.
Respect JBL. Yeah. What's the next match?
Chris Benoit versus Chavo Guerrero for the United States Championship. This match was a nice little back and forth, decent moves, blah, blah, blah. Normal standard. Benoit always wrestles well. Chavo still can't win, even with trying to cheat to win with Vicky helping him. Benoit holds Vicky with the legs up like the sharpshooter for a long time, and then Chavo tries to roll him up. But then Benoit rolls through and puts him in the sharpshooter and wins.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was switched to me. I was gagging at this match. Because obviously, people who know me, Benoit is one of my favorites. The wrestler now, he is, I used to be a Benoit conspiracy, but people already know that they watch this channel long enough. So it is nice to see Benoit's final few months, but you can definitely tell when you're looking at him that something is wrong inside of him. If that makes sense, you can tell that there's obviously a face there, but there's no man behind it. Like his soul is just gone. Does that make sense? Or am I just reading into it?
I think you're reading into it a bit much, but
it just seems like he's phoning it in, but he's doing his best to not actually be shit.
You could definitely say you could see him degrading through the years.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think you are reading into it a little bit much.
Yeah, I am reading into it a little bit much, but still, I like this. Benoit and Chavo just wrestling, showing the lads how to do it. I do want to switch to the two of us because I do have because Ash made a great point. He said Benoit had great nicknames: the Rabbit Wolverine, the Crippler. Ash has pointed out
the music, his presentation as well is top tier. Fucking, I'm not surprised how he got so over because it's very simple. Rabbit Wolverine does look like a fucking does look like a fucking honey badger or fucking rip you to shreds. Like, it's the perfect nickname. The theme's fantastic. Everybody's now sad that the theme is his because it is just fucking incredible. And yeah, just the presentation's really good. Everything is just synced with each other. It all works together to just make him look fit. Like, even if he may not be like the largest guy, he's still physically impressive, and all the attributes are just, it lines up with what they're saying. So yeah, the presentation of him is really good.
Yeah. Can we think of anyone else?
I've been saying that a lot so far. It's like MVP's presentation. Like, yeah, sure, the entrance is cool, but he comes out with his fucking weird little bodysuit, which looks like garbage. So it's just because he's wearing the stupid colours. It's like, oh, I'm going to come out in purple. Why?
Obviously, like, can we think of anyone else who has great presentation in this era? Mr. Kennedy,
The
definitely.
boogeyman.
The boogeyman. Mr. Kennedy, he doesn't win, but he does have a great presentation of a dickhead you want to see get his face kicked in. Like,
yeah, he does, but he's not that physically impressive.
fair enough. Like, modern day, would we say Bryan Danielson would have that kind of aura? Because he would just kick your head in. Like,
yeah, he's got similar. I say decent presentation. I mean, it's just a bias. I'd say Drew McIntyre.
well, obviously,
Got like great look, great presence, all that sort of shit as well. Like, obviously, I'd still bring back his old thing,
obviously,
and then it would be fully complete. But yeah,
obviously, we'll get into like we're gonna do a little discussion when we get into the Taker match, which I believe is next, about like not fantasy booking the streak ending, but what we would have done like to elevate. Because we just went into a lovely tangent. I think it's the next match, isn't it?
Yes. No, it's not. Never mind. The next match is Gregory Helms versus Jimmy Wang Yang. It's a 10-minute match. Gregory Helms does a nice neck breaker off the top rope. He finishes with a code breaker of some sort. It was a decent match for Jimmy Wang Yang. And yeah, it was, like I said, progressing the Gregory Helms title run. It's always nice to have these little smaller stories still get pushed, or he's still a dominant champion who's held it for a long time. Like, I'm starting to somewhat enjoy Gregory Helms. It's just the opponent has to be good. There's some good spots in this. You have Gregory jumping off the top rope. Jimmy Wang Yang hits him with a beautiful like spinning heel kick. Like, whoa, fucking delicious. But yeah, decent match. 10 minutes, banging.
Yeah, this match was alright. I think it's the lowest of the lows on this show.
It's the palate cleanser.
It's the palate cleanser, but I didn't really like it. I didn't mind it. I didn't. That's just it wasn't my style. Like,
I enjoyed it.
What? No, you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, after watching Chavo Benoit.
Oh, you enjoyed it. Me too. Best match of the show.
But after watching Chavo and Benoit, I'm like, oh, I can't take anymore. Just seeing all the cool counters in the Benoit Chavo match, and then we go to Gregory Helms and Jimmy Wang Yang, Sean Fox.
Oh, it's definitely a let off, yeah.
But Jimmy Wang Yang and Gregory Helms just go, Benoit and Chavo are doing like grappling. Jimmy Wang Yang, grapple me, Daddy Yang. Obviously this has not aged well, this current gimmick of Jimmy Wang Yang, because he had the Confederate flag, and obviously it's a no. So
I mean, you can still have a Confederate flag.
Yeah, but it's just
I like the gimmick. The gimmick's good fun. Like, he's clearly like of where's he from? I think he's of Korean descent. I mean, just obviously it doesn't matter because the gimmick is what is being portrayed. But yeah, he's born in Hollywood, born in Los Angeles, German mother, Korean father. That's his heritage. But he still grew up in Georgia, so you know I'm sure maybe he is maybe he does treat himself like he's a redneck. He's born in the fucking USA, raised in America. Like, it's great, love it.
Mhm.
Just because just because people would look at him and be like, oh, he's clearly from, and then they're gonna, just because to some people, it's like, to some people, Africa is just over there. Like, I don't even know what the fuck it is. Africa is that place. Asia, that place. Like, no one, some dickheads aren't educated enough to know what the fuck places actually are, and the distinction between different places. So, but yes, I do like the gimmick of him just being like, "Yes, I'm a redneck," because you have the dissonance where it's like, "But he's bloody Asian, innit? Born and raised in America, baby."
Obviously, it's now time for the fantasy booking segment, because we're getting into the Undertaker versus. Wait, asking you to do it this time.
No,
Fuck's sake, Mr.
no nonsense.
Kennedy.
Oh,
Kennedy.
I'll put more pizzazz in all my normal words. Why do I need to emphasize it?
It's Kennedy.
I'm giving the
Kennedy.
smoke. Don't you mind me?
Kennedy.
But yeah, this is Mr. Kennedy versus The Undertaker in the rubber match. This is the last ride match. It is essentially a coffin match, but you have to put him in a hearse and you drive to the top of the stage. They made it sound like you drive out of the arena, but they've just making shit up. They drive to the top of the ramp to get the victory. This match was a pretty good back and forth. Kennedy chucks him off the stage, which is a decent spot. Obviously lands on a mat, which you do see, but they kind of set build around it, and it's quite good fun. And I suppose the main spot is Taker. Well, obviously you get the camera inside. Kennedy's throwing him out. He drags him into the hearse. He goes to drive off. You see the camera angle of, like, if, let's say, the driver wheel's like here, the driving wheel, the steering wheel's here, the camera's like there, and you just see him like, "Whoa, I'm driving," and then Taker's like, "Come here, bitch." But yeah, the main spot of this, other than that, is Taker tombstoning Kennedy onto the top of the hearse and then driving to the top of the ramp as Taker gets back his W and defeats Mr. Kennedy in a match that was quite good. It did make Mr. Kennedy a credible threat, but the main problem is, are they going to fucking do anything with him? The answer's no, because it's Mania season, and there's no way in the world you can see Mr. Kennedy versus Batista or something, you know?
Yeah. And we were talking about who would you realistically going back to beat this Streak? Because he's only...
I know you want to get to this. Do you not have anything else to add about this match, though?
I'll get to that afterwards.
Why? We can talk about the booking afterwards.
Alright, fine. I like this match. It was back and forth, but it was kind of back and forth. Kennedy beat the shit out of Taker. The only downfall is Taker beating the shit out of Kennedy and simply throwing him into the hearse and then driving. Like I said, I thought he was going to drive off out of the arena, but no, he just drives up the entranceway.
Yeah.
And I imagine just you're walking downtown wherever this is set, and you just fucking see the Undertaker going for a joyride with Kennedy in the back.
He just drops into the local cafe, gets a bacon bat.
He goes through the McDonald's drive-thru, and I get a Big Mac and chips, please, thanks. Fucks off.
Fair enough. Is it that all?
Yeah.
All right, now we were talking about, because obviously the Undertaker's streak was one of the biggest wrestling stories in history, and beating the streak is a feat that probably would have absolutely launched careers into fucking stardom. But obviously, with the result being Brock Lesnar beating the streak and then Roman Reigns beating the Undertaker a year after, there was, with that aside, you could easily take out the Brock Lesnar win, give it to Roman, and with Roman actually having ascended to the megastar kind of status with his tribal chief run, that one would have actually went okay. Wasn't really the result you wanted at the time, but at the end of the day, the trajectory that he's had since then makes him worthy of beating the streak. So that kind of made us think, if you were to have the streak end early or end at a different point in time, who would it be? So you first. What was your addition to this?
I originally went for Kennedy, because it would have made him like had he not got injured or had he not had steroid abuse or caught in a steroid scandal and actually was pushed, he would have made it, I think.
Yeah.
I think he would have made it. Because imagine beating the Undertaker's streak. Yes, he would have been the Money in the Bank like a year prior, so we're saying roughly 2008. But you could push him to the moon. Like, you always want to push someone to the moon. Like my little dickhead fantasy is always like at WrestleMania 27 when it wasn't going to be Triple H versus Undertaker, it was going to be Sting. Bringing Sting in, I would have had Sting win. Even at WrestleMania 22, when they were going to get Abyss, but they couldn't get Abyss, I would have brought Abyss in to beat the streak. But that's or at WrestleMania 20.
I don't know. I don't know about Abyss. I love Abyss. I do, but he spent more years being garbage than he was good.
Yeah, but
so
yes, Jay Mitch.
I don't fucking care. Like Abyss is like Kane's fat, ugly, greasy cousin. I love Abyss. I think he's great. He's only ever a good talent in TNA.
But it would have if I had to.
But like, I'd take the Sting one though. The Sting one is fine by me. Like, if anyone can happily beat the streak and not have Undertaker not be too blemished, it is Sting, who does then proceed to wrestle for a couple more years. And I don't know if you actually have him win the title at all. It feels like a bit of a rogue one because he is older and it's not TNA. So you probably could have him have a decent little run, but you know, are you picking? I mean, at that time period, you probably fucking could. At that time period, you had Jerry Lawler in the WWE title picture, so fuck it, anything's on the fucking table in that case.
It's not about what we want, because you also have to look at the fact Vince, because there's no way Vince is letting a guy that WCW made. He didn't sign with WWE back in 2001 or 2 because he went, fuck off, you're burying all my friends that were in WCW that you brought over to WWE.
Yeah.
Fuck off. And then went to TNA and then fucked off and then came back to TNA. So if he had left, Vince would have been like, you're losing. Which we've seen.
Yeah, just literally Mr. Not WWE.
Yeah, but I would have, like, imagine heel Sting being like, I beat the streak. People say that Undertaker will always beat me. I beat the streak. Fuck it, you get Paul Heyman in. Like, I have Sting be a silent character, and Paul Heyman speaks for him, saying he is like, Sting is the man. He is the man. Like he's Crow Sting, where he sits up in the rafters, and Paul Heyman like cuts promos for him, speaks for him on his behalf. Sting's a heel. You can have him then, like, you could even have like the Brothers of Destruction fight Sting and someone else. Or fucking, like, if you eventually have Sting.
Just have, mate, I'd even take him fucking bring back the NWO in some form. Obviously, make it not, like, you're not bringing in Nash.
Or,
like, you're not bringing in any of the old guys.
Yeah.
But, like, fuck it, bring back, I guess you could use, you could use Booker T in a way.
Yeah.
Was he actually in the NWO?
He was in NWO 2002.
Sound.
But you could also then have like Taker needing a third tag team partner against this mega faction, let's say the Nexus, in 2011, against the Nexus, and then from the rafters to send Sting. So you have the Brothers of Destruction with Sting against the Nexus. Because I know people go, that's a fucking weird fantasy. But having Sting team with the Brothers of Destruction would have been fucking cool in my opinion. Like,
been fucking sick.
Like, imagine, like, I know they wouldn't get Seek or Destroy, but imagine the pop if fucking Taker's being beaten down, Kane runs in, he gets beaten down, and then the opening of Seek and Destroy plays, he descends down. Like, would that not be fucking cool in hindsight? Like,
yeah, it definitely would.
He just descends down, grabs the bat, and fucking just leathers all the cunts. Oh, I love it. That's why I always say Sting is better.
And obviously, since then, we've proven the longevity of Sting, that even into his 60s, he can still be used well. Yeah. So, like, yeah, sure, I'd be down with that.
You can do a lot of things with Sting. I'm obviously not saying have him wrestle all the house shows. Obviously,
no, let him have the fucking lazy schedule.
Like, I'm not saying have him be a part-timer either. Have him appear. Give him what Shawn Michaels.
Less is more.
Yeah. Either give him the Shawn Michaels contract. If you don't know, the Shawn Michaels contract is he would basically just work the Raws and ECWs if he had to, or the SmackDowns if he had to, and he would not show up in the house shows.
Genuinely, let him wrestle on all. Let him wrestle. The way I'd do it is I'd have him beat the Undertaker. I'd have him wrestle at all the pay-per-views for the next year, and then you could just bring him back every Mania for a big match.
Yeah. You can also do the Undertaker Brock Lesnar feud, but with Sting, but they do have the Hell in a Cell match. Because if you're going for 2012, at least he's slightly broken, but he's not disheveled like Crown Jewel Undertaker. Like
yes,
he's all right. He's not gone into like my back, my knees are all broken. The only other one I could see that would have probably worked is Wade Barrett, or Wade Barrett being the Nexus. Like imagine he has the Nexus, they beat him up, which they did on Raw because of Kane, and then after
now that's one that I can get behind.
So they beat him up on the Raw like they did with Kane, because Kane told them to, and then basically they help bury him alive. I think it's Survivor Series 2010, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then he comes back at the Rumble. You have the lights go out. You have Johnny Cash. Ain't nobody can hold my body down. He walks out, or you have a coffin match between Kane and Wade Barrett. And then he comes out of the coffin, chokeslams Wade Barrett, throws him into the coffin. And then for Mania, you have Wade Barrett being like, "Look, mate, you're old. You're an old fuck. I'll batter you." And
yeah, I'd very much take Wade Barrett having a much stronger of a legacy, and then obviously you have him. I just have the thing where he just controls WWE with the Nexus, has the belt.
Yeah. Also,
fucking great stuff.
If one more I would have is Bray Wyatt. 2015. How I change Bray Wyatt.
You would have to do it a lot later, really.
How I would change Bray Wyatt.
If you do it in like 2017.
Yeah, but if I'm fantasy booking, I'd have him beat Cena at WrestleMania 30. I'd have him.
Or alternatively, around the Daniel Bryan feud, where he was white hot.
Yeah, WrestleMania 30, I'd assume.
Fair enough.
You have him beat John Cena. You have Taker beat Lesnar, but still get carried out. I want that to be a key part. He gets carried out, basically, and he's brought to the back. So a year later, we don't see Taker for a year. He fucks off. Then in 2015, he returns as Bray Wyatt has the urn, and let's just say Paul Bear's ashes are in the urn, because that's what gives Taker power, like they did with CM Punk. And basically, Bray Wyatt says, "Look, I'm in your yard, bitch. Where are you? Come on. You're gonna fight me." And Taker doesn't appear. He doesn't show up to any of the shows. Like in real life, he doesn't show up for anything. Then on WrestleMania, Bray Wyatt comes out. He's not booked. He goes, "Look, I have the urn. I'm at WrestleMania. I know you're here somewhere. Fight me." And then have Taker come out disheveled, broken, and have Wyatt just beat the absolute piss out of him. I mean, like, I am the new generation of you. I'm better than you. You know it. I can beat the shit out of you. And just have him absolutely fuck Taker up. And then he wins, and then his career is descended. I know it wouldn't work because Vince probably wouldn't want Taker to be betrayed as an old disheveled man. But imagine he just beats the piss out of him. And fucking, that elevates his entire career. And then all the promos, he'll be like, "Yeah, man, I defeated The Undertaker, man. I danced with the devil and I looked him in the eyes and said, 'You're a cunt, man.'"
It is just it's the catch-22 really, where you want someone to beat The Undertaker, but Bray Wyatt in this time period was just talking fucking nonsense for months at a time, and it was not very good.
Who's your three?
So,
who's your three pick?
I mean, I'm not going to go through all three because I fucking I feel like this has been like a 15-minute segment already.
Fine.
So I'll just go for the one. I'll go for the one. I'll second the Wade Barrett one because obviously I love Wade Barrett. Shout out the NXT Generation podcast one time. Upcoming. I think he deserved so much more than he got, and he was always just trapped in that IC title picture. Having him defeat The Undertaker and become like a fucking dominant world champion would have been fucking absolutely sick because he was the perfect character to do it. He was the perfect WWE wrestler, and he would have actually been able to carry the company, in my opinion. But the other one I'm going to go for Drew McIntyre. I think in my timeline, this would still be after the end of the era matches. You know, you have the series with Shawn, the series with Triple H, and I think at was it Mania 28 or I guess Mania 29?
29, because that's the one with Punk.
Yeah, I guess at this time, I guess that's also the other one. Also, just Punk at Mania 29, have him actually beat it in the main event of WrestleMania, like you suggested, and he gets his main event, gets to beat the Undertaker, and once again, Punk was at that level at that point, anyways, but that would have kept him interested and probably would have allowed him to reach another level if that's even possible. But yeah, so probably take over. Or no, even you can still do it. You can still have the Punk match, but have him lose in this iteration. Then at WrestleMania 30, you do, because at this time Drew probably would have been in 3MB or released. So you could either have him still be released in story, but have him come back at like a Rumble or something, or I mean, my stupid fancy booking is have him come back at the Rumble. He's fully distanced himself from the 3MB shit. He's back to being the chosen one. He's back to being, the hand-picked next in line. He wins the Rumble, and then when choosing, he says, I don't want to face either of you. I want to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And then, maybe a main event or some shit. I'd be down for that. Maybe not 30, maybe not 30 at all. Actually, I lie. But you have that happen. Drew beats The Undertaker. I'd happily see either keep the Future Shock as the finish, bring out the Claymore maybe, or even just allow Drew to adopt the Tombstone and just have him become the Phenom. And then this accelerates Drew's career, allows him to actually have more time on top, and also just would allow a genuine new kind of megastar to emerge. So there we are.
Yeah.
That streak, other than Brock Lesnar, who everybody recognizes was a fucking short-sighted move that he really didn't need.
Yeah. It was the 21
so, and we do this because the next match is garbage, and I don't have anything to say about the main event. So that's the bulk of the show. That's the most important stuff. The main event is Batista and John Cena defeating King Booker's Court, that being Finlay and Booker T, in 11 minutes 29. It was a house show main event tag match. I feel like Undertaker, Mr. Kennedy probably should have main evented, in my opinion. It would have been way much cooler to do, but Batista and John Cena, sure. I guess they still want Booker T to be in the picture, but yeah, Batista and John Cena win. Nothing to say about this match whatsoever.
It was as I said before, it was a house show main event. I feel like this was the pop boy rate because SmackDown this time has a weak main event scene, and if you look at me and go, they didn't, they did. If your main event scene has Finlay, no, don't get me wrong, Finlay's a nice man. He seems like a lovely bloke. But in 2006, Finlay in your world title scene and William Regal, it just doesn't work. And you have Booker T, Batista, Rey Mysterio, Great Khali are all your main event contenders. I'm not saying it's like you wanted a Lego for Christmas, but your man got Playmobil for you instead. But I feel like that's what you get. It's like, oh man, give me the new Lego set. Oh yeah, here's Playmobil, fucking My Little Princess, Playmobil. So it's just the pop of buy rate. Like the Cena obviously is there, but obviously this is not the first time. This is the first time, but it's not only the first time in this timeline where we're gonna have two champions main event a show. Obviously we had not Survivor Series, but at No Mercy, I want to say, or Taboo Tuesday. No, Cyber Sunday. We had the Big Show, Booker T, John Cena match, but the main event of No Way Out is John Cena and Shawn Michaels versus Batista and Undertaker. Easy to confuse Batista and Booker T, which is apparently...
As a tag match or a fatal four-way?
It's a tag match. So you have the SmackDown opponents versus the Raw opponent at WrestleMania.
Fuck, no way out. I just stop putting on shit main events. Like, you could have had Undertaker Ken Kennedy, for fuck's sake, and you have this match.
I mean,
I'd pay to see Undertaker Ken Kennedy at this time. Sure, he just beat him. Rubber match.
yeah.
I mean, Taker's winning the Rumble anyways. Like, fucking... He's main event in Mania too. Like, fucking... He's got the star power.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that match.
Yeah, and the show in general, as we said before, it was a decent enough match. It was a decent enough show. It wasn't too hard to deal with. I had a lot of good fun with the show. It pretty much flew by, in my opinion. So, yeah, decent show. Enjoyed it. Better than 90% of the pay-per-views we've had to watch this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, and without further ado, it is time to bid a goodbye, a good night. And just remember, one more episode of ECW, and then we get into the awards. Are you excited for the awards, Ash?
I'm excited.
Let's go. So without further ado, keep on breathing.
Talent of the Year award goes to me.